Hi, my name is Kerry Kidwell. I live in Hayworth with my wife Kathy. Some of you may know her from grade school where she works over there in early childhood stuff. I grew up in a farm near Shirley, Illinois. I went to school here and I graduated in 1969. Then I went to the University of Illinois where I studied engineering for a while, and then I didn't like that, so I did business. I worked in a factory after college and then some other stuff, and ended up I sold a lot of real estate for a long time. My job now is to speak to people, and I teach real estate classes to agents and people who want to be agents. I really love basketball, and I used to enter a free throw contest. I made 82 in a row one time. I also go to the NCAA Final Four every year, and I've done it for 32 times. So yeah, that's kind of what I got. Any questions? What are you laughing about? What's wrong so far?
You're just messing around. You're digging the pockets.
Spicoli?
You weren't exactly.
They didn't get that joke, anybody. You guys know who Spicoli is? Cool. Oh.
They're missing it.
Wow.
Okay, I'll tell you that later. Go ahead.
Was that some kind of example or something?
Yeah.
So some kind of example of what?
Of what not to do.
Of what not to do. Okay. Give me wrong things. Give me wrong things I did. We'll go with you for go around the corner here. Okay.
You reached into your pocket and looked at your phone.
Reached into my pocket. By the way, I was playing with my handkerchief too.
Oh,
By the way, a little hint here, especially for guys. If you got pockets, take everything out of them because you will just not without thinking play with things in your pocket.
You were just reading off your paper.
I was just reading off my paper.
You didn't have some sort of enthusiastic body language or verbal.
I wasn't enthusiastic. Yes.
No eye contact.
No eye contact.
Grammatical errors.
Well, when you don't know what to say, don't you say Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Oh, let me get a
You say
You weren't exactly as formal because you were saying stuff like and stuff
And stuff? What's wrong with that? And stuff?
You should be more descriptive.
Should be more descriptive. Oh, you guys back here, what's wrong?
Fidget spinner.
What's that? Hey, I gotta do something with my hands, don't I? I gotta do that. I love us sitting here getting ready, watch you guys. Some of you guys looking like, oh my God, this guy's a guest speaker, And he's just playing around, and he's got this dirty old hat on, and his shirt tail's hanging out. I can see his big hairy belly button and all that kind of stuff, So, anyhow, but I see this all the time, I didn't seem interested in my crowd, did I? Did not seem interested at all at the crowd, right? So, let's by the way, everything I told you about myself, that all was true. I did go to school here in 1969. Some of you might know who Buzzy the Hornet is. I actually bought and was the original Buzzy the Hornet. He was my invention. I got a sheet here for you to go by, some stuff to talk about. First of all, is when you give a speech, the first thing you need to know is what you're talking about. Okay. Know your topic, and I hope you guys spend a whole semester on your topic to be able to, know what you're talking about. But that's number one. You never agree to give a speech. I've had people ask me to teach topics that I don't know about or not well. I refuse to do it. It's not professional not to know what you're talking about. You also need to know your audience. Who do you think your audience is going to be next week? Adults?
Maybe some classmates.
Classmates? Parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, adults, right? So also you got to know where they're at as far as your topic is. If you're talking about computer science, programming, something maybe over their heads, you got to talk to them differently than you would if you was talking to someone else who is in that field of study, right? So always bring it down to the level, and always think about the radio station that most adults listen to. Really pretty much everybody listens to the same radio station. That's WIFM. Do you know what those call letters stand for? WIFM? What's that? What's in it for me? So think about the audience. The audience is going to be thinking, what's in it for me? What is this person saying that's in it for me? So you prepare a speech or anything you do, what's in it for the audience? You need to think about them and not you. It shouldn't be a step on up and bragging about myself or whatever. So what's in it for them? Then I know Ms. Myers introduced you to some TED Talk ideas. I grabbed this off their website. Number one, limit it to one major idea. You have one topic, should not be too tough. Don't start digressing into other topics when you're up there giving your speech. Give them a reason to care. Why do I care about this? Why do I care about someone who is about animals in the animal shelter? You know, why do I care about global warming? Why do I care about something else? So anyhow, give them a reason to care. So start off, you want to suck them in kind of with why this is important to them. So think about where they're at, as I mentioned. Start where they are from. What do you think their mindset is in this topic, and move on from there. Don't talk over their heads where they would not understand it. Do not use acronyms or things they would not know what that means, okay? So if I said right now that my house has an ARM on it, what would you know what that is? Okay, why not? Everybody knows that in mortgages, ARM stands for adjustable rate mortgage. You see what I'm getting at? So you need to think about where they're at as far as giving a speech. Make the idea worth sharing once again. Why? Once again, back into their mind. Why is it worth it? Why are you passionate about this? Why did you choose this topic? Okay? So, one of the problems we have when we try to memorize things, let me ask you this. If I wrote up on the board here, if I wrote 7 words down in a row, 7 words, and I gave you 30 seconds or a minute to memorize them, could you write them all down in the correct order in 30 seconds?
Maybe.
Without seeing them? No? Okay. I'm going to prove you're wrong. Okay. So we're going to do a little memory exercise here. And this works good for a lot of different topics. So anyhow, I want you to close your eyes. Everybody close their eyes. Okay? Now, I want you to envision a giant hand, and it's reaching up towards the sky, and it's a huge hand, okay? In the middle of the palm of that hand is the word name, N-A-M-E, okay? N-A-M-E. So you got a giant hand with a permanent black magic marker, says name on it, okay? Now, covering that hand is an old leather work glove, the kind your dad or grandpa might use, old, nasty, it's been worn for a long time. So you have this hand with the word name in the palm and this old, nasty work glove on it, okay? That glove now is grabbing the world's largest tennis racket. This thing is 10 stories tall. It's gigantic, okay? So you have a hand, the word name on it, with a work glove grabbing a large tennis racket. Now, in the webbing of that tennis racket is an airplane. An airplane has flown there and got caught in the webbing. So we have a hand with the word name on it, a work glove, grabbing a large tennis racket with an airplane stuck in it. And where the engines are in the airplane are screwed in 2 light bulbs. Screwed in 2 light bulbs, okay? So you have a hand with the word name, a glove, tennis racket, airplane, light bulbs, and the engines. Okay, open your eyes now. Okay.
I got these.
Give me that stack of objects. Go ahead.
Light bulb.
No,
Yes,
yes,
no order.
Wow.
When there was no one listening, go ahead, ma'am.
The hand, a big hand with the name on it, a work glove holding a tennis racket, an airplane in the tennis racket, and light bulbs in the airplane.
Okay. So if I wrote down hand, name, glove, tennis racket, airplane, and light bulbs, and once again, but she remembered them in less than a minute in order. Why did she remember that and not the names? You raise your hand.
Not the names. What do you mean?
Why? Not the words. Why did she remember the objects and not the words?
Oh,
Yes.
I am more
Very good. Your brain remembers pictures, not words. And that's when you start getting into your slides, pictures, and illustrations.